two, three, four. 400,000 subscribers. To everybody who has been here with this channel from the day one, and if you are just new, thank you very much from Eat Read Loving. I am very, very excited for all the new things that we are bringing up. So I will see you guys again. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep sharing. I'm just excited until we reach another 100,000 for 500,000, 500,000 soon. Bye, guys. Hi everyone, welcome to your monthly horoscope with Dr. Pai. Just to give you guys an idea on how we do the prediction. First things first, it's a general prediction. Your own dasha, Mahadasha, Antardasha has to be considered first before any kind of general prediction. So that's always the starting point. And then, of course, just also as transit, there are point systems. There's a lot of things, Ashtak Varga, that you have to look for and how transit can affect you. But this is a general prediction, so just, take it lightly. We try our best, as accurate as possible, where the planets are going to be affecting us on a general level. And also, we do practice Vedic sidereal Indian astrology, just to clear things. We do not practice tropic astrology. So without further ado, let's start your reading. All right, Taurus, so we have Dr. Pai for our monthly horoscope. Let's have Dr. Pai now, guys.
Yeah. Namaste, everybody, and thank you, Sal. We're doing Taurus Ascendant Moon for the month of March 2020. Taurus, this month, when I look at your chart, I also see something coming up with a long distance travel, which is very, very possible for you guys. Also, this month with Venus going to the 12th house, which is your sixth house lord and your ascendant lord, also shows that you might be able to repay a lot of your debts. If there are any debts that you have, then repayment of debts is something that I say you should be looking forward for. Another theme that I also see for you people this month, Venus is in Aries, it's in the first house, but it's 12th house for you people. So it's also about meditation. And Venus in the 12th house usually helps you to get into a regime related to meditation or pranayama or also about anything to do because maybe your medical reports are suggesting Taurus that you need to probably go for a jog, go to the gym, do some workouts because that's the only way you can keep. And also, what I see people who do a blood work that I'm saying, because why I'm saying that is Mars is in the eighth house with K2 for Taurus. Taurus, just get a blood work done to see if your cholesterol levels are in place, your vitamin D vitamin D3 levels are in place, omega 3 fatty acids. These are some things that I see very prominently in my own experience. I've seen from my clientele. When Rahu is in the second house, it can really give you some things to an imbalance in the food that you're having, which means you're not getting all your nutrients. So you need to have a lot of green leafy and vegetables more in your food because Rahu in the second house, when in Ardra Nakshatra, I would say you would be going more for junk food, like fast food, which is not really adding to any nutritional value that you have. So this is a very great thing that I want to say. This month is something about your health. The focus has to be health and repayment of your credit card bills or your debts that you have. That's very important. That is, Venus is going to help you do that as well. Another theme that I want to explore this time is something to do with Jupiter being your, eighth house lord, also your 11th house lord. Desires that have been there for a long period of time, this is just going to open up more doors for you because Mars is your seventh house lord going to the eighth house for Taurus. So that suggests that, if you have been waiting to express something to your partner and you or to a friend that you have been wanting to express something, then this is the time period that you really need to do. But the caution that I want to give to all Taurus people is um, anger, frustration will be flying all over because Mars and Ketu are in Mula Nakshatra,
Mm-hmm.
they're sitting there, and that usually creates a little bit of frustration
I see.
in relationships, some arguments in relationships. But Jupiter is a karaka for bringing in growth as well. So it will definitely help you with having some constructive arguments or constructive discussions. I wouldn't call them arguments. You should have constructive discussions so that you can grow in a relationship. Because the eighth house is all about sustenance of relationship for you people, and you have a lot many planets transiting there, which is Mars and Ketu, but Jupiter is also there. But Jupiter is going to transit at the end of the month. So you have the grace of Jupiter till end of this month to resolve anything in a partnership. It could be your business partnerships. If there is something that has been pending for a long period, Taurus, this is a time you really need to speak with your partners.
Mhm.
Okay, business or your companions or your relationships. These are very important. Then health is something that I would really say you need to take care of. Taurus, this is a month that you really need to focus on health. That's the only thing that I'm seeing over and over again. Now, besides that, Taurus, what I also see for you is a good month for you after the ninth when the Mercury goes direct. It's very good for relationships, even though I'm saying there would be anger in existing relationships. But if you really want to forge a relationship with some, or you're looking for new, ventures or entities or getting together with somebody, then this month can be phenomenal month. And maybe you would want to have some celebrations at home together, and that's a good month for that because the fourth house of is the fourth house lord is Sun, which is going to the 10th house for you people. So that's a great month for you people to do celebrations at your workplace. Also, maybe to forge a relationship with a peer or a colleague at your workplace. So all these are fantastic. So finally, I want to just say a word of caution for a couple of people where you have to look forward for is the 29th of February to 2nd of March is a very good time for you to repay some of the debts. Also to start a regime like going to a gym or to a yoga program or a meditation program, anything that is this is great time for you. Even though you'll feel lethargic around this time, you want to sleep a lot, you want to feel lazy, but this is the time we really need to boost. Another time period, I would say you need to be a little more careful about your health is between the 19th of March to 21st of March. And finally, I would say if you really want to go all out and get the best out of your time period, 25th to the 27th is a very good time period for you to do that.
That's perfect. Dr. Pai, how do you think it affects the Taurus? Of course, like Taurus is an earth sign. They rely a lot on stability. And they're in their house of career right now in society. You have Mercury retrograde. I mean, Sun is there, which is Sun loves to be in the 10th house. But
Yeah.
considering that all of a sudden, well, it's not all of a sudden. I mean, Mercury goes on retrograde where they're supposed to be getting the attention, the recognition right now, but then Mercury goes retrograde in the 10th house. How do you, what can you see there, Dr. Pat?
Yeah, this is a time period when Mercury is going retrograde. It's a lot of the second house of speech. So you have to be very careful because your second house of speech is naturally the third house of Gemini in the
Yes.
natural zodiac. It's all about communication.
Mhm.
So it's very, very prominent that this is an area that you really need to focus on.
Mhm.
And another area that I would really say is if a lot of people who have been having skin related problems, then you need to really address them because Mercury also
Is
shows you nervous system and
system.
also the skin.
Mhm.
So when it's retrograde, if you have blemishes, acne problems, or boils or something, you need to really take care of these things till the ninth because that's very fit. Because second house is also the face. So maybe getting a better product
Yeah.
might really help you. You know, a grooming product, a better face wash, definitely a better and less use of makeup. Be more natural because and get more organic because Mercury is green in color. So bio organic products would be really in favor for you when Mercury is retrograde.
I see. Now, Dr. Wright, since you mentioned about skin, because nervous system, I remember a long time ago you mentioned, and actually I still use it. If you remember, the copper tongue scraper. That it helps not it's like inside of the system of the body, and of course like internal, and then at the same time because skin is part where we sweat, toxins are coming out. Is that something that they can use also, the copper tongue scraper, which is for Ayurveda?
Absolutely. From an Ayurvedic perspective, I would really say people can use a copper tongue cleaner because two ways where you get ailments, a lot of ailments, 70% of your ailments come from your mouth because the health of the mouth, hygiene of the mouth. And the second one is the sixth house lord, which is your gut, which means your intestine. These are two places where you get, most of the ailments from. So having a copper is the sun. Copper represents sun. Even some of the scholars believe it's Mars as well. The metal associated with Mars. So both of them are fiery, and tongue is an thing is removing the armor. We say the armor is the deposits on the tongue. And many of them, they just rot there because we have food rotting on our tongue. So using a copper is a very great Ayurvedic remedy for you to do that. And for these people, it will definitely be beneficial for them.
Especially the Taurus, Dr. Pai, is the second house, natural second house, which rules the mouth itself. Yes, so there go Taurus. Like, I mean, for you guys, I mean, it's highly suggested for Ayurvedic purposes to, if you Google it, you will see it. There's a lot. It's a copper tongue scraper. I use it. Dr. Pai recommended to me, and I've been using it for the longest time, and it does amazing things. Okay, so that's one thing that I can that we could suggest for you guys. Especially Dr. Pai is very concerned about health for this season for the Taurus. Now, last one, Dr. Pai, with their natural lord right now is in the house, it's in the 12th house of losses. And Venus is sitting in a Mars, ruled house. How does this affect their, one, any kind of like hidden enemies, their sleep, also their bed pleasures, and all these different things that is associated now in their 12 hours, long distance travel. How does this affect this, Dr. Pai?
Yeah, I would say, it's not going to affect them so much until the end of the month because this month Jupiter is also aspecting Venus. So the benefic aspect of Sagittarius is always there on it. So that's why I said this is a great month for you to but yes, you're right. Because Venus is not very, very comfortable sitting in Aries, it will definitely have sleep related issues. You have erratic sleep patterns that you need to really worry about. So I would say that's one thing. Second thing, what I also see with this combination is Venus and Rahu, because Rahu is in the second house for them, the north node of the moon. That means don't make any false promises because that will really impact your relationships. Because don't say to your partner, I'm going to come down at, I'll see you at 8 p.m. and then you turn up at 9 p.m. That's really not something that you need. So maintain yourself with the rules of time because Saturn is in the ninth house. It will really spoil your luck because ninth house for you people is luck. So Saturn is sitting comfortably in the ninth house. But if you really be not on time, then it's really going to impact you, Taurus.
Okay.
So that's what Dr. Pai was mentioning is about being consistent and also being on time. Especially if Saturn right now is sitting in your ninth house, Saturn just wants to have everything planned out and on schedule and on time, and that's basically it. Meaning, if you do follow it, then all the promises, because of course Rahu in your second house, you might give some false promises as an illusion because Rahu does rule illusion in your second house right now, and there's duality since it's Gemini. You might get misunderstood, and then it's like, and then the relationship might suffer. Okay, so that's it for the Taurus for this March. We do this every month, and if you guys need to consult with Dr. Pai, all this information is going to be in the description box, and I'll see you guys again next month. Bye, Taurus.